Yo guys, Unfiltered Football is back with another video and Mason is back this week. How are you, mate?
I'm alright. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. This week we have Premier League predictions for game week 9. So just in general, starting off, Liverpool Everton, how do you think this is gonna go, Mason?
Well, I know they've got and Robertson out, but come on, it's Liverpool's got to win that. I gotta say 3-1 to Liverpool because the Everton they're doing all right recently since they've had Cabot Lewin back for some reason. They've done well actually since he's come back, but again, I don't think they'll keep up with Everton, and I think Everton will win 3-1.
Do you mean Liverpool win 3-1?
Liverpool, sorry, yeah, Liverpool, not Everton.
I should have just left it
Same
at that
bloody
and just
town,
see.
same bloody town, just different colours.
Yeah, honestly, obviously Everton have been playing well lately. Lately, I mean, two matches. Sean Dyche have coached them well. They're being coached properly, but it's just they don't really have the quality. So overall, I think Liverpool are going to hammer them 3-0. I don't see Liverpool conceding, to be honest.
I think they'll
There's not even much to say about this.
I
Just
think it'll,
3-0.
I think it'll be from the left hand side because Robertson's gone, and I think Van Dijk might make another howler. But besides that, everyone-
I say they'll manage. See, a lot of fixtures this week. If you notice, are a lot of like obvious ones, if you get me. But we'll go on to it anyways. Brentford Burnley. Any
I,
opinions on that, Mason?
I personally think it'll be 2-1 to Brentford. I still think Brentford are decent without Tony. I think we've seen at times they've been good, decent this season. Um, they unfortunately they lost 2-1 to us. Yeah, that was unfortunate, but they have been the better team. I think with Burnley's situation is they do play nice football, but I think the transfer window they've completely not got the right players, and you know, I think getting James Trafford was probably a big mistake. I'm not going to lie. I know he's not the only problem, but I think judging him based on one tournament that he had, you know, was a bit risky. Well, I'm not saying he's bad, but
Mm.
I think he's a bit overrated at points. I like Company the way he plays with Burnley, but the players he's brought in, it's kind of let him down. So I do think it's going to be a 2-1 win to Brentford.
I personally, I think it's arrogant the way companies went into the Premier League and said, "Look, I'm going to play my style of football. I'm going to play good football." When he doesn't have the quality for it, and I think it's just massively underestimating the Premier League. I think loads of managers look at it now and go, "Right, I have to play brilliant tiki taka, nice to watch football." When that's not the case. Like if you look at it, Brentford on paper play good football, but when they come against the big six, they know what they have to do. They know their job. And this season, Burnley have been stubborn in a way and just stuck to the way they've played. And I don't think that's been. I don't think that was very smart by company. To be honest, I think he needs to find a balance in that way, the striking between defense and attack, and not just be so centered on having possession when you don't have the quality to do it. So honestly, 2-1 Brentford as well. I think Brentford will concede.
Yeah, I do think they'll concede one goal.
Next match we have Bournemouth Wolves. Both teams have had an absolute horrible start to the season. I think Wolves looked the better of the two. I think we can all agree on that. Not just because the United match, but the only problem with Wolves is they just look like they're lacking a goal score.
But they've,
I
yeah,
think they actually
exactly.
don't look. I don't think they look, how to put it. I don't think they look bad necessarily. I think on the other hand, Bournemouth, everyone was expecting the new coach to come in because they sacked Gary O'Neill, who's gone to Wolves, and he's expect them to shoot up the table, maybe get 12th place this season. But
Mm.
that is not the case. If 1 point, what was it, 1 point something? No, I'm not sure. I was Sheffield United had 1 point. That's who I'm thinking of. They're in the bottom three, anyways. Bournemouth haven't had a great start. I
Yeah.
personally think this is going to be a draw game. It's going to be 1-1, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. I was going to go on to the Wolves bit. I think Wolves selling all their big players has let them down. I think if they had, you know, maybe Ruben Neves
They
and a
lost their
few other,
midfield three.
huh? Yeah, exactly. If they had
They
that
lost their
midfield, I
midfield
think they
three.
would be actually doing decent. I don't think Gary Neal's a bad manager. I think he did well with Bournemouth last season, but I think Bournemouth, I expected a bit more with their new manager because looking at their new manager and what they did in La Liga last season, I can't remember what team it was. I can't remember the name of the team, but they played well against Real Madrid. They were playing really good football. I think they did did pretty well in the La Liga. So I expected Bournemouth to play really well this season. But yeah, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I don't see much goals in there, and yeah, I think it's just going to be the worst game, maybe the worst game of the weekend.
Oh, nah, 100% agreed. Now, this is a big game, to be honest. Man City, Brighton. I think everyone is looking at this game going, this is going to be a good game, to be honest. City have, obviously, a lot of their players back, coming back from injury, etc. I think Haaland is bound to get a goal. He's on a bit of a drought at the moment. I think it's like 3 games, which is a lot for Haaland, if you know what I mean. Brighton haven't had the best start to the season. We discussed that in the basically Premier League roundup in a way that we had, saying Brighton were you. I think it was you that said Brighton were the team that let you down the most.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, they haven't had a great start. They've obviously had 1 or 2 good results. Like I think that draw against Liverpool was a good result. To be fair, you wouldn't expect to win against Liverpool. Let's be honest, it's a tough game for anyone. But obviously, even though how to put it, they got smashed by Aston Villa. That's the best way of putting it. They got smashed, absolutely smashed. So there's been ups and downs so far this season, but I think Brighton could be a bit of a sticky one for Man City. I still think City will win though. I think they're going to break their 2-loss streak. Shock for Man City. I know. It would be 2-0 City. 2-0 City.
I've gone for a shocker. I've gone with 2-2. I think Bournemouth might actually get a draw. I think Bournemouth will. I think Bournemouth against the big teams, except for Aston Villa, they know how to beat. They know how to beat the big 6 teams somehow. And I think Man City, without Rodri and De Bruyne, is kind of been tough for them. And obviously De Bruyne will not be there, and Rodri having his last suspension for the Brighton game. I do think it's going to be tough for them still. And I do think there'll be a couple goals for Brighton there. So I think personally a 2-2 draw.
Honestly, I can't fault that. Newcastle Palace. Now, what's your opinions on that?
1-0 Newcastle. Because I'm sorry, but Palace the last 2 games, I don't know what I've been watching. They've been the most boring games this season. And I'm blaming Sky Sports on this because Sky Sports are putting them the last game on Saturdays every single time. Either Palace or they're putting Nottingham Forest there. Like Palace, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're doing bad under Roy Hodgson, but should they should be scoring more goals? Absolutely. You know, with that front 3 they've got, they brought a new a replacement to Zaha that I can't remember what his name. They brought him from I think Santos. They've got Eze, they've got Ole, they've got Edward, they've got Olis. I can't pronounce his name right. Elise, yeah. They've got that great attack. I don't know how they're not scoring goals. You know, they're getting the clean sheets, don't get me wrong, but if they don't have the attack, you know, you need this is what happens with United. You know, we say they need a good attack to score goals. You need attacking. You need to score goals in games. You can't just depend on your defense to get you a clean sheet and get you at least a draw. You know, and I think Newcastle. I don't think they'll score much goals, but I think they will get that 1 goal that will help them.
I honestly, I actually. Know what? I'm going to be a bit original here. I'm going to go 2-0 Newcastle. But I just think Newcastle will get the early goal. They want to sit back anyways. We know Newcastle are one for time wasting, etc. Crystal Palace obviously have a solid defence, but Newcastle are just going to sit back, ride it out, score a late goal. It's going to be 2-0. I don't even see Palace having a chance in this. I'll be shocked if Palace get anywhere near.
Absolutely.
I think we have a challenger for the worst game of the weekend. Forest Luton. This could be an absolute.
Don't diss my home team. Don't diss my home team. That's not fair. Don't diss Luton. We've got the best stadium. We can see
it's either going to be.
Huh?
It's either going to be one team getting smashed, Luton, or it's going to be an absolute snooze fest.
I don't know.
There's no in between.
I don't know. I could see this being either 1-1 draw or 1-0 win. I don't know. I know that people might think I'm being biased, but I somehow think Luton will just get that 1 goal and win the game and shot. I don't know. I feel like this is a winnable game for Luton. I don't know why. I just feel like Forest, they play well at one point, and then they go on lose the next week. They're quite an inconsistent team, Forest. I don't know. I feel like Luton might get this win.
Honestly, I can't fault the backing of Luton. I can't fault it. We all honestly, if anyone was asked what team you want to stay up, every single person would say Luton. But Forest are winning 2-0. Just no explanation. Sangara's going to get a goal. Just don't know. Just 2-0 Forest. That's all I'm going to say.
I probably will say Forest 1. I think Hudson-Odoi will actually get that one goal. I think they'll be Hudson-Odoi.
Would love Alanga to get on the score sheet, but
nah,
that's only reserved for Chelsea.
That's for playing for United. How dare he? How dare he?
Right. The biggest fixture of the weekend, no doubt.
Man United,
Chelsea Arsenal.
Oh, okay.
For us. Chelsea Arsenal. Mason, I need your verdict on this, man.
I'm gonna go. Do you know what? If Arsenal can beat us 3-1, I gotta say they're gonna beat Chelsea 3-1. Because Chelsea ain't that good. Chelsea, let's be real. They beat Burnley, but they beat Burnley and Luton. What thrash Burnley and Luton? Those teams are getting relegated in the Premier League. Come on, let's be real. I'm not going to get a Chelsea fan's going to get excited over that. You have to play well for your big games. You have to play well against the likes of Arsenal. You have to beat Forest. You have to play these type of games better. And the way Arsenal, I'm not. To be honest, Arsenal this season haven't started as good as they did last season. In my opinion, I think they're playing a bit worse, even though they're second. I still think they're capable of getting 3 points. The 3 points, and I think that they will smash Chelsea 3-1. I honestly could see
it. Honestly, I don't see how to put it. I think people will agree with me in this sense that Arsenal don't have, how to put it, a goal scorer. Now, don't get me wrong, they win games, but they don't have a player that's scoring 20, 30 goals a season. I think Saka, you can slightly put him into that category, slightly, but he'd probably get 15 goals, 15 assists. You get what I mean? You need a proven goal scorer. You can't be relying on the weight. I think Gabriel Jesus needs to do more. I think that's always under the radar. Don't care if he scored against United. You can say I'm being salty. He doesn't.
Come on, he played against Johnny Evans and Maguire. What he can bloody Jesus Christ! Of course he's going to score against us.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I genuinely I see Arsenal just doing a 2-0. I don't see Chelsea scoring really. But actually, I'm wondering, do you know when Nkunku's back for them? I don't have a clue.
I know he's injured at the start. I know it's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
I don't think he's back till like January, February, till like 2024, I think.
He'll be a massive addition for them because he looks like he'll be some player.
Yeah, but I can't believe he's already injured. It's like when I heard he was injured, I was like, that was.
I know.
I was like, geez.
Yeah, massive. Breakdown. We are going to move on to West Ham, Aston Villa. Break that down for me, Mason.
I think West Ham is going to 2-1.
Ooh, see, this one could go either way. To be fair.
Yeah, that's why I think Villa will just lose us. I think this is going to be a West Ham. The way West Ham are at the moment, they're in fantastic. I'm not saying Villa's in bad form, but I just feel like West Ham are just going to come into this game look strong, and play really well. Because West Ham are completely different this season. Completely different. They're playing so much better, and Villa playing well. But of course, I just feel like West Ham will just get that one goal. I think it's going to be a Paqueta goal, second goal. I think it might be a late goal.
I honestly don't see West Ham conceding this game. I don't know why. I think West Ham have been defensively solid this season, except maybe a certain Aguard at times. But other than that, he's been pretty solid, except the odd penalty. What's it been, 2 now? Quite a lot. It accumulates. But obviously, that's why they've signed Mavropanos to come in there, challenge for Aguard's place, make him step up. But I don't see West Ham conceding this game. I don't know why. I actually do think West Ham are going to win 2-0.
Yeah.
Jared Bowen goal. The last game of the match week is Tottenham Fulham. I
That's going to be
think
interesting.
that is quite obvious. Obviously, we've seen Ange coach Tottenham to something you look at and you're like, why can't we play that type of
Postecoglou,
football? And
mate.
it just yeah, it's hard to watch at times. It's hard to watch other teams succeed that quickly. But
Especially
honestly,
Spurs.
I think Tottenham are going to walk away with this. Run away, 3-0.
Yeah, I can't disagree. Yeah, I probably would say 3-0. I think there's going to be 2 goals to Son and Madison free. Maybe Madison might get a free kick and score it. I'm going out the
Mm.
box, guys. I'm going out the box. I think
Thinking
Madison.
outside the box.
I think Son and Madison are just going to show up again because they've been the 2
Yeah.
dominant players. And yeah, I could see Spurs winning this stuff definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly, hopefully you enjoyed the breakdown, lads. The Premier League Game Week 9 predictions. Hopefully you enjoyed them. There will be a watch along on Saturday, but you'll have to see what match it is for and who is on it. But hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. Share the video if you enjoy the content. Get it out to more people and subscribe.